Hey y'all, Chelsea and Danny here.
Enjoy this episode of Today's Homeowner here on YouTube. This week, Today's Homeowner is shedding a little light on, well, lighting. We'll help you control it, color it, and improve it, but only if you stick around.
Here we go. Good job, Wade.
Lighting is a big part of our home. This week, we're helping homeowner Mary Green with some simple lighting upgrades and minor repairs in the 1950s era home she shares with her son, Wade.
I love the house because it's small and it's just enough for me and my little boy. Wade is my 5-year-old. At the age of 2, he was diagnosed with autism.
Like many people with autism spectrum disorder, Wade is extremely sensitive to bright light.
He doesn't like for the room to be totally dark, but now if it's really bright, he'll turn the light off.
So controlling the light in her home is very important to Mary.
I did buy a dimmer for the dining room. I didn't put it in because I was afraid that I would get shocked. But now, if I had someone to help me or show me how to do it, I think I could do it by myself.
So that dimmer for the dining room is where we start our list of things to do. Then it's on to the kitchen and it's glaring blue light. Wow, what a difference, huh?
I know.
Because that type of lighting is so much more, warm, and then you come in here and wow, it's bright.
I know. I feel like I'm in the airport on the runway.
well, also, so you've got a couple of different colors of bulbs up in there.
Yeah. I'd like to go with a warmer color. And I didn't realize you had the warm and the cool.
I know it. Well, we'll experiment with it a little bit and put a couple different bulbs up there and see what works for you.
Great.
All right.
And guess what? Got something else.
Oh, you have another thing on your list. All right. Back in the master bedroom, Mary has a ceiling fan problem that's all too common.
This light switch has not worked in about a year.
Oh, really? Because of the vibration of a fan, a lot of times those wire nuts will come loose. So it might be just one wire going back together. It may be, worst case scenario, just this little switch right here. Wouldn't that be easy if that's all as simple as it is? Out on the front porch, Mary's concern about the lighting is more about aesthetics than operation.
This light, I love. It's just rusted and yucky looking.
It is so easy to take this light down. If it works fine, take it down, do a little sanding and painting. I think that's a great job for Alan. He loves doing the refinishing of the fixtures like that. Speaking of Alan, while I head to the store, he has some pointers on how to do these projects safely.
Anytime you're working on an electrical project, you want to play it safe, and it starts with knowing the basics. Power coming to your house, whether it's underground or overhead like we have here, comes to your meter, from there to the main box. Now inside, you've got your main breaker right here. This is going to be the biggest one there usually, and it may say main on it. You turn this off, you're fine. Everything in the house is off. However, most people don't want to turn the entire house off when you're looking at just small projects. So from there you go to your sub panel. Now a lot of times you'll actually see this on the inside. Here we have it on the outside because this was a retrofit. These breakers, you want to just find the right breaker. Hopefully the electrician has marked which the breakers will operate. But unfortunately, that is not always helpful. I found that the case many times. So you have to actually shut the breakers off one by one. Now, when you're working by yourself, that's a little difficult. If you've got a power, you're talking about a plug that you're wanting to change out, that's easy. Get a radio with the music on really loud, plug it into that one outlet, and then start turning off your breakers. When the music goes off, you found the right breaker. In this case, we've got Danny and Mary inside working on a light fixture. You can't put music to that, so the best thing on that is just take your cell phone, give one of them a call on the inside, and flip those breakers off one by one until you find the right one, and they'll let you know.
Now for a quick trip to the home center to get this project started. I'll bet you had no idea there were so many different types of dimmers that are available, and I'm not going to make the decision. I'm going to buy 3 different kinds and let Mary decide what's best for her dining room. Now, in her kitchen, the fluorescent fixture that she has on the ceiling seems like it has 2 different types of fluorescent tubes. So I bought 2 different types, and if we're lucky, they'll all blend in. Now I need to find that switch we need for the ceiling fan. Hey, I was able to find a little replacement switch for the fan light. If this is all it takes to fix that fan, we're in great shape. Hey, you know, another thing, Mary mentioned all these different lamps she had throughout her house. I thought she would appreciate a way to kind of control a lot of those lamps from one location. It's a wireless remote control. You can plug these into the outlets and then plug the lamp into them, and then with the remote control all of them on and off. She's gonna love that.
If you've ever mounted a power strip, you know the frustration of using keyhole slots. On the back of almost every power strip are these slots that hold the screws. But if the holes aren't exactly in the right place, the screws won't hold the power strip to the wall. So here's the trick. Take the power strip over to a copying machine and make a photocopy of the back of the power strip. Now you have a precise layout that shows exactly where you need to mark the screw holes. Isn't that cool? So now we're just going to take the photocopy. We're going to mount this strip to the back of this desk. We're going to take the photocopy and hold it in place. And to mark the screw holes, you can use an awl, or in this case I'm just using a nail set. And what you want to do is mark the center of the round part right there. So that one, we have 3 of them in this case. Usually there's only 2 keyhole slots. We have 3 in this for this power strip. There you go. Remove it, and there are the holes, precisely where you need to drive in the screws.
This week we're tackling some simple lighting issues with homeowner Mary Green. There were several different dimmers that were available, and the first one is the addition of a dimmer switch to her dining room. So you've got the slide dimmer, some people like that, and then you have this one that's just the switch that also has a little slide dimmer beside it, and then this is the old traditional rotary dimmer that you push and you turn, whichever one you want. What do you think?
I think I want to try the slide dimmer.
Okay, all right. It also has that push button on the bottom so that you can turn it on and off, and that's easy enough. Once the power is off, we start by scoring around the switch plate with a razor knife. I've seen a lot of people take the plate off and pull it, and it just pop. Then all of a sudden you have to break out your paintbrush. Even though we have the breaker off, I always suggest treating it like it's hot. Ooh, look at there, it's broken. Look at that. See that? See how it's broken in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this thing needed to be replaced anyway.
Holy cow.
Look at that. This switch also had a third wire attached, and it isn't a ground wire. Non-standard arrangements like this are not uncommon in older houses, so it's important to remember where each wire was connected and replicate that when you hook up the new switch or dimmer. Now, the tricky part is, will we be able to get all of this to fit in this little bitty box? After a little finagling, it all fits into the box, and we're ready for the plate. Let's see how nimble your fingers are with those little bitty screws. Okay, how confident are you?
I'm a little bit more confident.
Now to turn on the breaker and...
Oh, perfect.
That works perfect. I think it'll be just right for you to be able to turn the light down just like you need when you and Wade are doing all the homework. So next we'll tackle the kitchen. Mary recently replaced some of these tubes, and obviously the new ones just don't match. So instead of buying 4, you bought just the 2 that had burned out. Any idea whatsoever what you bought? Any idea of the kind that you bought in terms of type?
As a matter of fact, I happen to have kept the package.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, how organized are you then? There's what we need right there, where it talks about the color temperature. This is 3,000 Kelvin, which is the temperature of these bulbs. And I would guess those outside ones are a lot higher, because the lower the number, the more kind of yellow or warm feel to the fluorescent bulbs. So if we match the color temperature of the new tubes, we can replace the older ones and warm up the look of the whole kitchen. Okay, that should do it. Let's turn the switch, see what it looks like. There we go. All right, all 4 lights on. A lot more balanced, huh?
Yes,
A little warmer
much
in here.
nicer.
While we've been busy inside, Alan has turned off the breaker for that porch light and removed it from the wall so he can start prepping it for paint.
We want to take this entire thing apart because it's so much easier to paint this without the glass in place. Otherwise, you're going to have to mask off all the glass. So it's a lot easier just to take everything apart. So with any paint job, preparation is key, and there's a lot of ways you can do this. I know people who just take sandpaper and start sanding it down. I do a 3-part process. I like to clean it first, then sand it, then clean it again. I always use denatured alcohol because it evaporates fast. But instead of sandpaper, you can use sandpaper if you like. I just like using steel wool. And the reason why, when you talk about a light fixture, you look at all the contours on this, the curves, the little grooves. It's hard to get sandpaper down in there. So I get double aught, that's 2-0, double aught steel wool, and use that to rough it up. And the reason you're roughing it up is that you want a surface that your paint can bond to.
While Alan continues prepping and masking the porch fixture for paint, Mary and I are installing a pair of battery-powered LED under-cabinet lights in the kitchen. These things are great for do-it-yourselfers because there's no wiring to do and the installation options are so flexible. Go, go, go.
Whoa! How about that?
Yep, yep. All right, one more.
Okay,
Can you handle it?
I got this.
Okay. You did it. What me? I think this one may go up with adhesive. Which is a big deal if you have very thin cabinets. Well, I tell you, you did such a great job at installing these. You can install them all around the house.
I know.
That's fantastic. That looks great.
It does look good. Hey, Wade.
What?
Look at there.
You can use it as a lightsaber or a flashlight. What do you think? No, this is mine. This is mine. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
And there's mine, 2 of them.
Okay.
You know, recessed lighting is really cool, but you can get recessed lighting in a blink of an eye with this little fixture I've got right here. Now, this is a commercial electric LED disc light. And how does this work, you say? Well, this is perfect if you already have an existing junction box, say up in your ceiling. You can take the light fixture down, and this can be hardwired to that junction box and popped into place, and you have an instant recessed looking light. The nice thing about this too is it's got an LED light. Well, what does that mean? It's not going to overheat, it's energy efficient, and you get a nice warm glow of an LED light that looks like an incandescent light. Now, what if you already have recessed lighting in your house or in your kitchen, and let's say you want to switch it out for an LED recessed light? Well, all you have to do is take this right here. It's a little adapter that comes in this kit, and you just pop it right into place and it'll clip right up into your existing can. Well, you know that existing cans operate on the old light bulb that you screw up into the socket. Well, this kit also comes with this little pigtail, and all you do is you screw it up into the can, and now all you have to do, you just connect this right here, and look how bright that light is. Again, this is just a quick and easy way to get a recessed looking light in no time.
He's hard at work. Look at that sweat rolling down.
Yeah, good for him. Homeowner Mary Green had some lighting challenges in her 60-year-old home, and we've been working hard to solve them one by one.
Certainly this is the right time to remember how you took everything apart. Don't want to get in the middle of it and say, oops. In essence, we've got a brand new light fixture. And all it cost was about $6 for a can of paint, a little bit of steel wool, denatured alcohol, and patience. Let's go put this back up on the wall.
Next on the list is a broken light on the ceiling fan in Mary's bedroom.
I pulled the chain and nothing happened. Nothing came on. So I thought, well, surely not all 4 bulbs blew out at one time.
Yeah.
So I took one out and put a new one in and decided, you know, well, it's not the bulbs.
That's it. Once the canopy is off, I can see that there are no loose wires, so I remove the wire nuts to see if there is power below the switch. To do this, we have to turn the breaker back on temporarily and use a multimeter to check for voltage. There's none there, so I remove the switch to check the wires coming into it from above. What we want to see is something around 120 volts on that.
Okay.
How about that? You seeing something?
You're right on it, yeah.
So it is, okay, it is hot, okay. So that means that we have power coming down, but the switch wouldn't allow it to transfer to all of the bulbs. So that should be as simple as it is. Let me go cut the breaker back off, and I got the switch, so we're good.
Okay.
The new switch mounts in the housing just like the old one. One wire goes to the black hot wire coming from the fan, and the other connects to the black wires going to the light sockets. Then we join all of the white or common wires together. Turn on the power, and we're ready to test.
Yay! I have light!
Once we add the chain extension, tuck the wires into the canopy and replace the cover, this ceiling fan is as good as new. When you think about it, you know, a fan like this cost about $100, and we were able to save it by simply buying a $4 switch. It's great when everything works out that way. And basically, Mary, that's the way most all the projects that we do work out that way. It just works no problem.
Oh, I know. I'm so happy.
My project was a success. Now let's see how Alan's doing outside.
Hey, Alan.
What do you think?
Is that the same one?
Isn't that amazing how just a little bit of paint can make a difference like that?
I can't believe it's the same one. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Man, that thing looks brand new.
If I could just change Danny Lipford that easily.
So, what do you think about the light fixture,
I love it. It's wonderful. It looks brand new.
Yeah, kind of amazing what a little bit of paint will do to a fixture like that. So that's good. Hey, you know, when we got here this morning, I noticed that you were scurrying around this room, turning on all of the lamps. And of course, you got a lot of lamps around here. And it made me think of something when I was at the home center that you might like. This is a remote control for interior lighting that you can actually use remote control to control these lights. Let me show it to you.
Oh, yeah.
So you see how it'll work. So you have, what do you have? 5 in here.
Yeah.
So here's how it works. You take one of these modules, plug it into the wall, then you plug the lamp into the module, and then you take the remote control to control the different ones. And this has 3 different zones. So what we'll do is we'll plug one in, and then I have this to convert it to the 2 lamps. So we'll put these 2 on one button, these 2 on one, and then this one over here on another. What do you think about that?
Oh, that's going to save me so much walking.
No, that'll save you at least a mile a week right there.
Exactly.
So, the beauty of this system is that it's as simple as plugging in a lamp.
Oh.
It works like a charm. So all we have to do is plug in 2 more modules and 3 more lamps.
Oh, there it is.
Project complete. So that's that simple. 1, 2, and 3. And I'll bet Wade will enjoy playing with this a little bit too. These lights will be going on and off, I bet.
Oh, yeah. He'll have a blast with that. And it'll also help him overcome his fear of the dark.
Oh, I see.
You know, coming in and being in a dark room.
Yeah. And also even like in his bedroom, to have this right by his bed to turn on a lamp, that's pretty good. And I'll bet Alan has one by his bed because he's scared of the dark too. Stephen has this question. Our solar landscape lights have stopped working. What's the problem? Usually when homeowners are having trouble with landscape lighting, the first thing they think about is a burned out bulb. But the bulbs in these things last a long, long time. Usually the problem, either a connection or moisture or both. So the first thing you want to check on is where this fixture connects to your main line, which will be slightly underground or sometimes just under the mulch. Make sure there's no corrosion on it. Make sure it's nice and tight. Then encase it with silicone caulk to really keep it nice and dry. Then you'll want to take the bulb out very carefully and look for any corrosion where the bulb contacts are. You may need to use an emery board or a little bit of sandpaper to sand any corrosion off. Then spray it with a little contact cleaner to really keep it clean for a long, long time. Do a few little maintenance things like this. Landscape lights will last forever. This week we've solved some problems, added some convenience, and made things a little brighter for Mary and Wade. I hope we've done the same for you.
Oh yeah, I like this style dimmer a lot better than the rotary.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And you know, the thing that I like about doing these kind of electrical projects, of course it's a lot of fun, but also only tools you need fit in one pack, and then of course, you know, a ladder there as well. Usually we'll have tools stretched out all over the house, but did we take a little bit of mystery out of electricity for you?
Oh, absolutely. This has been so much fun. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I've learned a lot.
Oh, good. That's great.
Thank you so much,
You're
guys.
very welcome.
Oh, and Alan.
Oh, a new toy.
Yeah.
A new toy. I heard y'all did this.
Yeah, that'll keep him occupied for a little while. You know, the most important thing that you need to know when you're doing anything electrically around your house is to make sure you turn the power off. Then take your tester and make sure that it's off so that everybody's nice and safe. And I hope you enjoyed this week's show, and we'll be back next week right here on Today's Homeowner. I'm Danny Lipford. It's not working,
Didn't work at all. Works on the lights really good.
I'm Danny. Oh, you're not Wade.
You don't know the power
Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner. And don't forget to comment, like, and hit the bell icon so that we can notify you when new videos are posted.
And don't go anywhere, click around and continue the home improving fun.